I never really had to struggle. I had faith. Denzel Washington. Of all the quotes we use here on the channel, we have one for you each and every day from people, throughout time, back hundreds of years. That is one of my favorites. I never really had the classic struggle. I had faith. My friends, that's a winner. If you have faith and you just keep plowing ahead, you don't have to worry how long it's going to take because you know you're going to get there because you're not going to quit. You'll be a winner. And when it comes to charting the markets and learning how this works, if you stick with it 10 to 15 minutes each and every day following the charts with us, you will, in time, you will grow into it. Don't worry about how long it takes. I tell everybody, because once you master the charts, you'll make up for all the time you ever spent. But most people, they just don't have the faith. They don't have the willpower. They don't have the perseverance. They got other stuff to do in life. It's more important. Well, if this is important to you, stick with us. Let's jump into these charts. We see stocks and gold up, bonds and Bitcoin down. Let's start, as we almost always do, with the S&P 500, and we will see where things are up 0.98%. Now, as we look at the prior highs, 477.55, 478.60, and so far over the course of this week, 477.06. We hit a higher high last week. And again, as we see things moving up, we look at the top of the candle back on the last week of the year. We see that our candles are trying to edge up to it, but still haven't quite made it. Last week was the highest, most recent high that we have had. Volume still down below where it was on the doji. Again, what are things telling us right now? It's really hard to read. I'm not jumping into anything or out of anything. What do we do here? Like 8% or so? That was just gorgeous. Now, again, if you stayed in and you're still just sort of riding things, particularly when you had this doji here, it did look like it was going to be a turnover at that point, but it was not. Don't sweat it. Just let's watch, wait, and see where things go and how they set up. When you've got the volume and you've got the Heikin-Ashi candlesticks working for you, do your practice trade. When you don't, then you just hang tight, my friends. We don't mess around. You're going to end up trading in the end as you practice trade. So practice trade the right way. Now, the Qs is a little bit different than the S&P 500. We look at the high here, 412.92, the high here, 413.58. So we do have a higher high this week. And again, when we look at where things are on the candle, though, we're almost at where we were back on that last week of the year. Up for the day, 1.42%. Volume's decent. So again, we'll see where the NASDAQ is going. It's not blown up and pushed hard through. So again, we'll wait, we'll watch, we will see. Now, what's up with 20-year bonds? Well, rolling over nicely, down again 0.93%. As the volume increases, we had that week of December 11 where we saw all that volume and things looked like they were peaking up. They did over the next 2 weeks move a little bit higher. Then we had the doji with average volume, not a doji, a spinning top, close to a doji. And then moving over, going down as volume is accelerating. What about gold? Well, gold again has bounced off that topper that we saw there, that ceiling, which it's done several times, most recently back 2 weeks ago at the beginning of the year with that spinning top. But again, volume, just not really high volume there at all. We had things back on November 27. Did go a little bit higher 2 weeks after that, or 3 weeks after that, and then in that fourth week, and then for the last 3 weeks, moving over, going down, up for the day, 0.82%, but that hadn't changed that candle. Lastly, Bitcoin. We saw Bitcoin really start its climb in mid-October, moved up, then sideways, then popped up again, then sideways, and up a little bit higher. Look at all that volume last week. And check out where we are now, above average volume on this down move, which if things, again, follow the natural flow with that kind of volume and a peak here, they will continue to move down. Particularly when everybody's been talking about how you need to buy Bitcoin. Don't you think that about the time everybody tells you need to own something, they're getting the suckers in there. You can see the sucker play rising there at the beginning of the year as we went into the end of the year, and you heard all that talk over the holiday and after, and now look at where you are. Down for the day, 3.13%. Now again, the setup helped us as we ended the year with some decent movement and some decent recognition of movement, and again, giving us some better signals to hopefully be able to follow when Bitcoin bottoms out and starts to turn around. With Bitcoin, though, it's hard to guess anything, although we have seen, when it does turn over, may give you a sort of false pop-up, but it tends to move over and down for a while. So we'll see how this new year starts to shape up. That's where we are. So appreciate you being with us. Always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.